Big story tonight is a series of tweets. President Trump is suggesting some changes in the gun laws in response to the massacre at that Florida school. And some of those changes the NRA will not like. He tweeted, "I will be strongly pushing comprehensive background checks with an emphasis on mental health, raise age to 21, and end sale of bump stocks. Congress is in a mood to finally do something on this, I hope." That's from the president. The NRA said yesterday, I should say, that it opposes any new legislation that would put age restrictions on firearm purchases. And today, the president held the second of 3 listening sessions at the White House. He wants input from Americans on how to tackle mass shootings in American schools. Today, he reinforced the idea that he wants some teachers to be armed while in the classroom. We want to know if you agree with that. Go to WUSA9.com/vote or the WUSA9 app to vote. And here's what the president had to say.
Frankly, have been reading a lot about it, and I think when you allow a person who's been in the Marines for 20 years, who's done nothing but handle guns and handle them safely and well, because you can't just give a teacher a gun. One of the fake news networks, CNN last night, was saying, "I want teachers to have guns." I don't want teachers to have guns. I want certain highly adept people that understand weaponry, guns, if they really have that aptitude, because not everybody has an aptitude for a gun. But if they have the aptitude, I think a concealed permit for having teachers and letting people know that there are people in the building with guns, you won't have, in my opinion, you won't have these shootings, because these people are cowards.
The president's statement the statement prompted 2 teachers to start an Instagram movement. The hashtag #ArmMeWith is being used by teachers to ask for resources other than guns. They are sharing pictures of signs that include proposals for books, school supplies, and more time to address the emotional needs of students. So, will local teachers take the president up on his proposal to get training and then start packing in the classroom? Jared Catalpano is first grade teacher at Lafayette Elementary School, Northwest Washington. Samir Paul teaches computer science at Montgomery Blair High School. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us. So, president says if you're packing and you've got the training and you're in the classroom, shooters going to bypass your school. It becomes a hard target. They're going to go elsewhere. How do you respond to that?
I think that I'm not so concerned about shooters bypassing the school. I'm more concerned about really making sure that we are armed again with those resources. Making sure that we do have counselors on hand, that we have nurses on hand, that we have, social emotional learning, which is big in DC schools, especially at my school at Lafayette. Making sure that we're proactive about making sure that kids are feeling safe in school before they get to a time where they might feel the need to take some action.
Bruce, the president fundamentally misunderstands the root causes of shootings like this. These aren't rational actors who are strategically choosing a school to shoot up. They're motivated by deep and abiding problems that are not going to be solved by arming teachers who have committed their lives to teaching children not to using firearms.
Yeah, I came from a CPAC today where I talked to a lot of conservatives, and some of them agree with you, okay? Mm-hmm. They don't want teachers, packing in schools. And most people will probably agree that teachers need a lot more, to cope with what's going on inside. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about right now at Montgomery Blair, at Lafayette Elementary School, 2 fine schools. Kids show up for class tomorrow. How can they be assured? How can the parents be assured? How can you as teachers be assured that the place is safe, or is it safe?
The most important thing we can do is treat this not as a security problem, but rather as a gun problem. The best way to solve this problem is to drastically reduce the access and the number of guns that are in the supply. The president and I think a lot of gun advocates really do misunderstand this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think regardless of what you decide on to do with teachers, if you want to arm them or not, if someone comes into the school like with the gun that was used in Sandy Hook and just now in Florida, an AR-15, if you arm teachers with pistols or something like that, that's not going to solve the issue. It's not going to solve the problem. So again, I think attacking this from a mental health issue and making sure schools have resources to go against it is a better way to go.
I know what the students at Montgomery Blair are saying and thinking. We saw them. They were out there in big numbers in the streets and on the Hill protesting. What are the little kids in the elementary school saying? What do they want to hear? How do you assure them?
Yeah, Samir and I were just talking about this before. I think from my perspective as an elementary school teacher, my job is to make sure that kids just feel safe, that they feel loved, that they feel like I am there for them. It's my job to get them prepared for life through teaching, through education. It's not my job to really do anything with guns or any kind of.
Do they feel
like
safe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Are they too young to be into social media and knowing all that's going on?
Yeah, we don't really talk too much about it, except we just go at it from a positive standpoint. Just make sure that kids feel, again, like they are safe at school, just by showing them care and love. We don't need to talk about, feeling safe from that perspective.
Anybody here optimistic that we're going to get a ban on the guns that you're talking about? There are going to be less guns in America, if not 6 months from now, 6 years from now?
I think this is the moment. I'll tell you, yesterday I walked out with the students, walked to Silver Spring Metro, rode down to D.C., and stood outside the Capitol, marched to the White House, and the young people that I interacted with there, the young people that I was supporting, were bright and curious and engaged and thoughtful. They were everything that the president and the rest of the pro-gun advocates are not. And they are fed up. They are fired up and ready to go to fight for real change. I have never seen this kind of real galvanized, real exciting activity amongst young people, not in years.
Yeah, and that was getting to my question. Do you think this is the beginning of something different? Or are we going to get the low-hanging fruit, okay? Getting rid of some of the things that they've already proposed. We're going to have background checks, going to get rid of the bump stocks, but the guns are going to still be there. The Second Amendment is really powerful. If you don't believe me, go out to National Harbor. Talk to some of those people.
Absolutely. I mean, I completely agree with Samir. I think just what's different here is that kids are speaking out because they care about their lives, their safety, and it's remarkable to me to see these high school kids just without any fear, without any concern. They're just going out there and speaking their minds, and I think that's what's going to make this a real difference.
The 16-year-olds that I work with, they're registered to vote.
Right.
They're ready to go, and this is their issue. So I really think it's time to put a lot of these politicians who are bought and sold by the gun lobby, it's time to put them on notice. I know a building, I know a county full of young people who are engaged, thoughtful, and ready to participate in our democracy, who are coming for them.
Yeah, and they'll be proud of both of you. You've shown very well here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.